Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Did you know that part 3 of episode 77 will be the one where the strongest characters of the series, such as G-Man, Titans, and Astro, will face off in an equal battle? Let's see who will emerge victorious in this hard-fought battle. In all seriousness, Dafuk just recently released 2 spoilers. To be honest, I was a bit surprised. Usually, we are literally bombarded with spoilers, but this time, Dafuk decided not to reveal all the cards of this episode. And that's a very good thing, because the less spoilers for the episode, the more intrigue. However, I'm sure a lot of people went to this video because of this thumbnail. There's a very interesting story with it. I think you all remember this shot I showed you a couple days ago. So, the thing is that the author of this masterpiece sent me another frame as an exclusive and wrote something with it. I was very surprised and excited about it, so be sure to watch the video to the end, and I'll finish telling you the story. And even though we only have 2 real spoilers, there's no need to be upset, because part 3 is so interesting that Dafuk was afraid to show everything at once. So today, we're going to try to figure out with you why the camerawoman spoiler says, "Who's going to save you this time?" We'll find out not only why this inscription and the whole spoiler refers us to the 50th episode, but we'll also talk about the fact that Cameraman Titan survived and will come back to save his little friends again. We'll also discuss the story of hatred and friendship of G-Man and Titan Cameraman. By the way, did you know there's another secret inscription on those 2 spoilers? We're going to break it down too. If you've already put like and subscribe to the channel, here we go. First, let's take a look at the 2 spoilers for the new episode that Dafuk Boom posted on his Twitter. In the first spoiler, we see a large Astro Interceptor. As we know from episode 76, this fighter is strong enough to overpower some big Skibidi Toilets. So, it will be interesting to see what the cameramen have prepared for such giants. In the second spoiler, we see Plunger Woman and Astro Interceptor, which probably means that the spoilers are taken at about the same timings. Plunger Woman is clearly going to attack him, as is Astro Toilet. This spoiler is very similar to the spoiler for episode 50, compare for yourself. Here also, Plunger with 2 plungers is going at the huge Skibidi Toilet. As they say, history repeats itself. There are inscriptions on both spoilers. On the first one, with Plunger Woman, in the lower right corner, you can see the inscription, "Who's gonna save you now?" What this means, I'll explain a little later in my theory. On the second spoiler with the Astro Toilet, you can make out an inscription right in the middle. It says, "Plan," with a question mark. And if you look closely, you can see that the Astro Toilet is a bit confused, and it's as if the spoiler caption is saying it, essentially asking, "Is this a plan?" And there's a lot more meaning in that word than meets the eye. Also, if you look closely right here, you can see something strange. I don't think it's a spark from a fire, for first of all, it's quite far away from it, and secondly, you can see faint outlines and darkening. It is a small Astro Toilet, for it very much resembles the outline of a face. It's Dafuk, who, like last time, is keeping an eye on Camerawoman, but most likely it's just fire. Now it's worth parsing the spoiler captions in more detail. As I mentioned, the Plunger Woman spoiler is very similar to the Plunger spoiler for episode 50. See for yourself. A lot of things match. Even the color scheme is the same as on the spoiler for episode 50. It's also interesting that the state of war at this point is also the same as it was in episode 50. So, it's my guess that it's with part 3 of episode 77 that the very cool references to the old episodes will start. Moving on. The spoiler alert says, "Who will save you this time?" As if to say that this time she's alone and no one will save her, like they did with Plunger in episode 50. Or is it the other way around? That's pretty interesting when you consider the fact that Plunger Woman has only been face-to-face with death once in episode 73, when G-Man was aiming for her. So it's a reference to Plunger after all. But it seems to me that those words are meant specifically for Cameraman Titan. After all, the spoiler explicitly asked, "Who will save you this time if not Cameraman Titan?" I mean, he doesn't exist yet per se. Or is it in part 3 that we should expect his return to the Alliance, as this Titan has consistently survived the most difficult and critical situations? In episodes 20, 64, 65, 67, and 73, the Titan proved that he is the most survivable among all Titans. So the fact that he survived episode 74 is a sure thing, at least judging from what we've seen before. Especially even if that's not the case, we know that Titan Cameraman is no longer being pursued by the Astro Toilet squad, as communication with those Astros is gone and they're probably dead. This is what the Astro UFO told Astro Duchess. More specifically, he said, the squad that was chasing the Titan has disappeared, and someone is interfering with their communications. But who is capable of interfering with Astro technology except the great hacker Secret Agent, who can hack anything? That's why Cameraman Titan is alive, and Secret Agent helped him do it. And as for the second phrase, plan, here I have a theory that Cameraman Titan might be joined by G-Man. After all, think to yourself, when has Cameraman Titan ever had a plan? As far as we can remember, G-Man has a plan for every situation. He might even have a plan for the end of the world. And if we consider the fact that G-Man will appear in Part 3 with his enhancements, as Dafouk confirmed, we can well imagine such a situation. Moreover, it's unlikely that Cameraman Titan himself would have been able to fight off the crowd of Astros that was chasing him. Therefore, it is likely that G-Man saved his former enemy. Now let's talk about what we know about the third part of the 77 episode. Let me remind you that Dafouk answered a lot of questions in the Discord chat room during the release of the latest episodes. From this pile of information, we can pick out some very interesting details about Part 3. We know that G-Man will be there. Moreover, we will see his improvements, as Dafouk himself said. This is also hinted at by the numbers game that Dafouk likes to use. For those who haven't watched my theories, I'll explain. G-Man, starting from episode 47, appears with new improvements exactly in episodes with the number 7 at the end. And episode 77 may not be an exception. It's also confirmed that we'll see TV Man Titan and Speaker Man Titan in this installment. Speaking of TV Man Titan, there's information about him too. He might get injured soon. Why am I saying that? Because when asked about what will happen between the Titans in Part 3, Dafouk said, there will be a battle. Perhaps it will be a battle against the Astro ship Maine, which is also supposed to appear in Part 3 according to Dafouk. Or a battle between the Titans. We'll only find out in the episode itself. Also, there should be an unexpected twist in episode 77, and it's very likely that it will happen in Part 3, as it's basically one of the main parts of episode 77. Well, or the plot twist will be in Part 4. In fact, it is more logical to leave all the most interesting things for last. We may also be shown the Speakerman's base and Speakerwoman's enhancements in the near future, again according to Dafouk. This will likely happen very soon, as we've already seen Camerawoman's improvements, so we're waiting to see what the new improvements look like for the other Alliance girls. With all these many answers in mind, let's summarize. We need to realize that the episode is going to be very massive, because episodes with the number 7 on the end are always like that. It's still hard to know exactly what the episode will be. Perhaps it will be reminiscent of episode 74, where there was a constant change of cameraman. Or the episode will be similar to 68, where we watched from the perspective of the big cameraman. As for the plot, it's likely that the first few seconds of the episode will start out much like Part 2. Our newly rallied squad will be attacked by Astro Toilets led by a large Astro Interceptor. But it's unlikely that the agents will be able to handle these Astros. And to the rescue may come TV Man Titan or Cameraman Titan along with G-Man as the two bros we talked about earlier. By the way, it will look quite funny. The first Titan to team up with G-Man will be Cameraman, even though he was supposedly the one who suffered the most from G-Toilet. This will further confirm that Cameraman Titan is very smart and calm. Now, as for this preview, it turns out that the author of the frame just wrote to me and once again confirmed that this is a fake. And this poster was originally created for the sake of beauty and as a creative work to show others his skills. However, last time this shot went viral everywhere and in many places, it was even presented as a real leak. So this time he decided to show his new work through me for the first time so that there would be less misinformation, because people would know right away that it's a fake. Nevertheless, I'm very happy that such quality fake footage exists. I personally love to look at such works and imagine if such a thing could really happen or unlikely to happen. Write your opinion on this in the comments. So when will Part 3 of episode 77 be released? If you think about it, very soon, since the models and the map are already ready, and the spoilers were released recently. You can tell by their quality that the episode has passed the render. There are literally small touches left, so I can assume that the episode will be released in 4 days, most likely on September 16th, as this is a very significant date in the Skibidi Toilet universe. Who forgot? One of Camerawoman's flashbacks is dated precisely on September 16th, 1985. So for beauty's sake, Defook will probably post the episode on that exact date. But that's all for today. Put like, subscribe, and click on the bell to not miss news on the series. Good luck, everybody. Bye.